Welcome to Christ-Centered Yoga Camp Day 3. Today we focus on embracing God's promises. Today's mantra begins with I embrace, and when I first heard those words, something in me just filled it with God's promises. I embrace God's promises. The Bible is filled with promises that God gives to His children, promises of the Holy Spirit, promises of strength when we have none, promise of eternity. But I feel like so often through our journeys, we forget about these promises. I know for me, when I first started my walk with Christ, I was more focused on following the rules with this sort of drag my feet kind of mentality. Honestly, I'd only started following God because nothing else had worked. But when I started to see the blessings happening in my life, I became more focused on God's promises instead of His standards. Because let's face it, there's some mysteriously high standards to meet up to, and we're never going to be perfect, but if we focus on the promises that He's made to us, then we can kind of rely on His strength and power and become more comfortable with the fact that we're going to make mistakes. So as you go into your practice today, meditate on the words, I embrace God's promises. And maybe there's a promise that you really need to focus on today, maybe one that you've been forgetting about in your walk with Christ, and one that can just bring you strength today. So I encourage you to focus in on that as you connect with Christ through your mind and body.